For more than 30 years, cheap labor helped power the global economy. China became the world's factory, producing phones, clothes, electronics, furniture, and countless everyday products. But now the system is changing fast. Wages in China are rising, factory costs are increasing, and companies are searching for cheaper alternatives. That search is now focused on two countries, Vietnam and India. Vietnam is smaller, faster, and highly efficient in manufacturing. India is massive, ambitious, and trying to become the next industrial giant. This is not just about factories. It is about jobs, supply chains, economic power, and the future of globalization itself. Because the age of ultra-cheap labor may finally be coming to an end, and the countries replacing China could reshape the global economy for decades to come. The end of China's cheap labor era. For years, China was known as the factory of the world. Global companies moved there because labor was cheap, factories were efficient, and production could happen at incredible speed. Millions of workers moved from rural villages into giant industrial cities. Factories ran day and night. Ports expanded rapidly, and exports exploded. China built phones for Apple, shoes for Nike, electronics for the entire world. But success changed China itself. As the country became richer, wages started rising fast. Workers demanded better living standards. Housing prices increased. Education costs increased, and factory salaries became much higher than they were 20 years ago. Manufacturing wages in China are now several times higher than many other Asian countries. That changed everything. For global corporations, labor costs matter enormously. Even a small wage increase can cost billions when producing millions of products. So companies started asking one big question: if China is no longer cheap, where should factories go next? That question launched one of the biggest economic shifts in modern history. Why companies began leaving China? The shift did not happen overnight. At first, companies simply expanded outside China while still keeping most production there. This became known as the China Plus One strategy. Instead of depending entirely on China, businesses started adding factories in other countries. Then global tensions accelerated the process. Trade wars between China and the United States created uncertainty. COVID exposed weaknesses in global supply chains. Shipping delays caused shortages worldwide, and many companies realized depending on one country was risky. Suddenly, the world needed alternatives. That is when Vietnam and India entered the spotlight. Both countries offered something companies desperately wanted: large workforces, lower labor costs, and growing industrial economies. But despite competing for the same factories, Vietnam and India are completely different. Vietnam, the fast manufacturing machine. Vietnam may look small on the map, but economically, it has become one of the fastest-growing manufacturing hubs in the world. Over the last decade, huge numbers of electronics companies moved there. Samsung invested billions. Apple suppliers expanded operations. Global clothing brands increased production, and industrial parks began appearing across the country. Vietnam became extremely attractive because it combined low labor costs with strong manufacturing efficiency. Many factories in Vietnam are highly specialized in electronics assembly and export manufacturing. Workers are often praised for speed, discipline, and factory productivity. That made Vietnam ideal for companies needing fast, reliable production. Today, Vietnam produces enormous amounts of electronics, shoes, furniture, and textiles for global markets. But Vietnam also has limitations. The country's population is around 100 million people. That sounds large, until compared with India's population of over 1.4 billion. Vietnam simply does not have unlimited labor capacity. And now something else is happening. Vietnam itself is becoming more expensive. Factory wages are rising steadily as demand for workers increases. The country that once looked incredibly cheap is slowly becoming more costly every year. That is creating a new challenge. Can Vietnam continue growing while wages rise? India, the giant, awakens. If Vietnam is the fast-moving specialist, India is the giant trying to transform itself. India has one major advantage that almost no country can match: scale. Its population is massive, its workforce is enormous, and millions of young people enter the labor market every year. For manufacturers, that creates huge potential. India also offers very low labor costs in many sectors. That makes the country attractive for labor-intensive industries. But India's story is more complicated. For years, companies complained about slow infrastructure, traffic congestion, complex regulations, and supply chain inefficiencies. In simple words, India had cheap workers. But manufacturing was not always smooth. That is now changing. The Indian government has invested heavily in roads, ports, railways, industrial zones, and manufacturing incentives. Programs like Make in India aim to turn the country into a global industrial powerhouse. Major companies are paying attention. Apple has rapidly expanded iPhone production in India. Electronics manufacturing is growing. Heavy industry is expanding. And global investors are pouring billions into factories. India is also unique because it is not only competing in manufacturing. It dominates global services too. The country is a global leader in software, IT support, engineering services, and outsourcing. So while Vietnam focuses heavily on manufacturing assembly, India is trying to become both a manufacturing and technology giant at the same time. Vietnam versus India. Who wins? This is where the real battle begins. Vietnam and India are competing for the same global factories, but they win in different ways. Vietnam is often faster and more efficient for electronics assembly. Factories there are deeply connected to Asian supply chains. Production systems are highly organized, and export logistics are strong. India, however, offers something Vietnam cannot: scale. If a company wants millions of workers and long-term expansion, India has far more room to grow. India also has strong advantages in raw materials, textiles, and engineering talent. But productivity remains a major issue. Some analysts argue Chinese and Vietnamese workers often produce more output per worker than Indian factories. That means low wages alone are not enough. Efficiency matters too. A cheap factory that produces slowly can actually cost more in the long run. This is why the future may not belong to just one country. Instead, companies may spread manufacturing across multiple nations: Vietnam for electronics, India for scale and industry, other countries for specialized production. The global supply chain is becoming more fragmented and diversified. The bigger problem: cheap labor is disappearing everywhere. But there is an even bigger issue hiding beneath all of this. Cheap labor itself may be disappearing. Across Asia, wages are rising, living costs are increasing, and younger workers increasingly want better jobs than repetitive factory work. At the same time, automation is advancing rapidly. Robots are becoming cheaper, artificial intelligence is improving factory systems, and modern manufacturing needs fewer workers than before. That changes the entire economic model. For decades, poor countries could industrialize using cheap labor. That path helped China rise. It helped Vietnam grow, and now India hopes to follow. But automation may reduce the importance of low-cost workers entirely. Factories of the future may rely more on machines than people. That could completely reshape globalization. The new global manufacturing race. Today, countries everywhere are competing to attract factories. Governments are offering tax breaks, building industrial zones, expanding ports and railways, and trying to become the next global manufacturing hub. Because manufacturing creates more than products. It creates jobs, exports, infrastructure, technology transfer, and economic power. The country that dominates manufacturing often gains geopolitical influence too. That is why this competition matters so much. The shift away from China is not just about economics. It is about the future balance of global power. And right now, Vietnam and India are two of the biggest players in that transformation. The modern world was built on cheap labor. For decades, low-cost factory workers helped power globalization and kept products affordable around the world. But that system is now changing fast. China has become richer and more expensive. Vietnam is growing rapidly, but wages are rising there too. India is expanding its manufacturing industry, yet still faces major challenges in infrastructure and efficiency. At the same time, automation and artificial intelligence are changing how factories operate, reducing the need for massive workforces. The future of manufacturing may no longer belong to one country alone. Instead, it could be shared across multiple nations, connected by technology, trade, and global supply chains. If you enjoyed this video, like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more deep dives into the hidden systems shaping our world. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next one.